What up, y'all? It's your boy Ben here, and that's right, Deluxe Pack EX. The entire card list is here, so I thought we would take today to just kind of go through all of the cards that are there, think about them, go through all the types, is know what you're expecting to see, what cards you're not expecting to see, and like the only way to get those other types of cards are going to be through trading and all of that stuff. So let's go ahead and talk through this. If you haven't already, hit that like button. It definitely helps out push out the video for new folks to see it as well, so that'd be really great for you all to do that as well too. Of course, hit that subscribe and definitely click that notification bell button so that you do not miss out on any of the Poke news. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and dive in. And so A4B, the mini set that's coming in. This is our first reprint. It is exactly that, a reprint of all of the cards that we've had so far. And there's going to be, as you can see, this new counterpart here, these foil cards, which is like interesting to see in that sense. And we're noticing that like their rarities are still kind of the same. They just have the special one, right? All cards of rarity, including 1-star, have a completely new artwork, so we'll just continue to see that. So this set has 353 diamond cards, 23 stars, and 1 crown rare counterparts and 2 shiny counterparts. So I'm excited. Guesses for the crown card, maybe like, I don't know, I think it's rare candy, because we saw a lot of like the gold candies in the background. But if it's not that, maybe like a gold potion or something from like Genetic Apex for sure. I definitely think we'll take the cake from there, just because this is a reprint version. Why not celebrate the first one out? So let's go ahead and like look through these. As well, we're seeing the Venusaur line is here. That feels pretty good. You get the shine. Just again, this is just like kind of what you're seeing in there. Beedrill EX here. This Kakuna is the better one, right? Like the string shot for potential paralysis is here. We're seeing the Executor. I wish this was Jumpluff EX, to be honest. I haven't really seen this like fluffy flight really be used that way, but if you got something fire, let's make it happen. Yawn Nugget EX is actually, I do like this EX as an option for the grass types. It's colorless energy, attacks for 120, attacks for 140 into the dark ride decks that are still very prevalent, which knocks it out in 1, and it's colorless, so you can swap it into anything as well. So now with like the additions of babies and things like that, if you want a splash of grass, you can do that. We're getting Shuckle, which is like a meme, so that's really funny. Celebi EX ran through. I think definitely was hype when it first dropped out, and then with the addition of Superior, this thing continued to climb up. Now it's still very luck based, but like I see why they included that in here. The Sweets Relays is really funny to have that as like a little piece. We got Leafeon EX. Okay, that's fun. Shaman was putting in work. Oh, there's a Superior line. Okay, awesome. So they included Superior with the Celebi. That's cool. Shaman put in work. Shaman was like your tech of like free healing every turn. We saw it in things like Arceus Dialga decks, where they were just like supercharging these like basic EXs. We've seen this like really do well in a lot of situational pieces here. Decidueye is top notch. I was interesting to see that they went for the 30 instead of like the one that continues to deal damage to one of your opponent's bench, but hey, we take that. You can just skill dive and open that up for Pierce the Pain. Then we got, what we got? Delmise EX. This is really funny because I don't think this has really been used like at all. I don't think this has been used like at all. And I think it still won't be, right? Like, I don't think this is going to now jump just because more people have this card. And like, you know, if you have it, great. If you didn't have it before, you're really not missing out on much. Buzzwole EX with the Ultra Beast is a great addition here. Like, these 3 being in here makes sense. It doesn't feel right to like play Buzzwole without having the options of both of these, and then letting you be able to choose which one you want to put into the decks, especially if this is the one that you're opening up for the first time, is really cool. Meowscarada line is awesome. We do have like the special art for Sprigatito that you got from a promo set. Meowscarada has a star as well. So I wonder if we're gonna get a Florigato as well too. That'd be fun. But this, these are great for the X's. So overall, like before we jump into fire, grass, pretty solid. pretty solid. I like you know, the Jumpluff line or like the Shuckle could have been Jumpluff EX, you know, but overall pretty strong in that standpoint. Let's see what Fire got. So Fire does have Genetic Apex, and we have our Stoke Charizard. Okay, so you get both. You get to play with both, which is fun. They brought back Arcanine EX, which is really funny, just because I feel like this just doesn't do enough, right? Like, when Giratina came out and people were like, Giratina is gonna be bad, and then people play with Giratina, and now they're like, oh, Arcanine is bad, right? Like, 3 energy, Giratina just gets to get that, generate that energy, and attacks that 10 more damage, just does so much more for you, especially when you're like dealing more damage to yourself, right? So that's funny. They're including the Assisting Heater Flareon, which maybe they want you to pair this up, try pairing this up with the Flareon EX, which is cool to think about. Moltres is in here that like synergizes with the Arcanine and with the Charizard. So if you're really only opening up this set, like you do have like a little mini deck that you can use, which is like pretty nice. Torkoal here, basic, just like fine. Infernape, I mean, Fire's kind of winning so far. There's some really big hitters here already. Infernape EX is a great one to have. Heatran, we already know that Arceus EX is in this, so Heatran definitely gets some burn here, and they're including Incineroar. 10 out of 10. Fire's 10 out of 10. There's really not anything that I really would swap out for. Maybe another basic, but like Torkoal synergizes with your Flareon EX here, like if that's what they were thinking, because it discards an energy and you can bring it back with Combust. So even there's like a plan here, right? So that's not bad. It's not bad. I like this a lot. All right, what we got for water? We got the Blastoise, big man Blastoise, don't need nothing else. I love that. And then Kingdra, I wish Kingdra was good, I really do. So during this opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. Now that we have Lyra in the game, it really doesn't matter. So like that's kind of like hard. But maybe who knows? Maybe it'll surprise us. Starmie EX, literally you had nightmares about this card, right? Being able, before we had all these other bigger things, like stage 1 Starmie EX was like one of the go-tos. Being able to just throw that down, you're attacking for 2 energy for 90 was a big deal, especially because it had a free retreat cost, right? So you can get this 2 energy going, wash it out with this Vaporeon, which is a fun addition in there. I like the fact that they included Leap Out for the Magikarp, because that is essential, especially when you're starting that off. We have different kinds of Magikarp, so that's a really good one. Gyarados, okay. Vaporeon, love that. Articuno EX18 Trainer, oh man, what a time when that deck was good. Crawdon, I think could be a miss here. I haven't seen a lot of burn with that. Same thing with Glaceon EX. Glaceon's such a cool Pokemon. It's just sad to see that like it doesn't get played that very often. Palkia is a very strong water basic, so folks won't be too upset. They open up this. Manaphy leading the charge with water generation is strong. Greninja, I mean, with Cyrus in the game, you really can't go wrong with that. Primarina EX is pretty good as well. I really do like this healing for 100 as well too. Crabominal would be really fun if like folks can't push you around, because 1 energy for 80 damage is really spicy. And Wishy Washy builds its own kind of deck, which is like really cool in terms of like a different archetype. So that's fun. And Wug Trio EX actually brought me up in ranked as well. Now that you have a lot of big HP mons, I don't know how good it's gonna be, but I think you're doing well. In terms of viability, is it as strong as Fire? I would say no. There are a couple of misses in here, but your water generation in Manaphy, if they maybe threw Mantech in here as well to like kind of like add into that, but you definitely do have a lot of different playstyles in water, which is like really fun as well. I'm surprised maybe they'll include Misty just because like they're including all these like bigger water things. We'll see when we get down there. Go into electric. Yeah, if you don't, I mean, you have the Pikachu, and this is the Pikachu that you should have, right? The nostalgia, the first Pikachu card, like the chubby cheeks Pikachu, like that. That makes sense that this is the one that's in the reprint here. The 2 Pikachu EXs also makes sense. That's your mascot. Alu and Raichu EX is great. They couldn't be a reprint if you don't have your best electric card in the game, right? This Volt Charge, Magneton, Magnezone, it got Magnezone, and like it's just been running away, and like you can splash this into anything, so that like that's awesome. Zapdos EX carried hard in a world where you had Mewtwo and Charizard, who was running Gambit, right? Like Charizard's attacking for 200, Mewtwo's attacking for 150, and then bringing that energy back up with Gardevoir. And then Pikachu, you can attack for 90 very quickly, but you still wanted that big hitter, and being able to deal that 200 damage is pretty nice. Lantern, just like, I like the status. The Pachirisu bringing up our lightning generation, Oricorio, Pachirisu EX, and Zero Tapu Koko. Okay, you know what? Lightning isn't that bad either. I think, unfortunately, this does go up above water, unfortunately, just because they're giving, you know, if I'm opening up new sets and just looking at the lens of just new sets, you got the Oricorio, the Tapu Koko, the Zero Aura, that already in of itself is a deck, right? You have the access to Magneton, and you can splash that into any of the other decks that you're playing because you don't necessarily need water or like lightning energy in order to use it, so that's pretty good. And then like Pikachu EX, the Thunderbolt, has been making waves as well, so that's pretty solid. We're moving into Psychic. They got the Gengar EX line. Yeah, this makes sense for the Haunter, like, right? Let them be able to attack and not flip a coin for it. Jinx was pretty good when folks were just stacking up their energies. Unfortunately, Jinx isn't used that often anymore because you now have Espeon can just do it for 1 energy, and like, yeah, it's a basic, but like folks just like tend to go that way, especially since we had like the EVs really run rampant. Mew EX, obviously Mewtwo is really strong. It can still do work. That 150 is no joke. But Mew EX here though, like, felt so good to have because you're going into Charizards, and now you get to attack for that 200, and you didn't lose the energy because you technically didn't have fire energy. So the fact that like you can mitigate those like small effects on those bigger targets was really cool. Miss Maggie's Confusion, I don't know let me know how y'all feel. How do y'all feel about Confusion as a status, right? Like they have to flip a coin in order to be able to attack, and if that works, Espeon still is trying to get his shine, so that's pretty nice. I like this edition of Routes Curlia, especially if they include Glade later, because then you can just use these for Gardevoir or Glade EX. So we'll see if they have that for fighting, and if they do, this is a really good touch for that. Giratina and Giratina EX. Giratina is fun. I think the free retreat, because you have an energy on it, is nice. Sweets Relay, we saw that earlier, so they are including it in here. But is the Alcremie? Okay, the Alcremie is here as well. Sylveon EX, I mean, it would be really sad if they didn't have this card in the reprint set for new folks. So that's fun. Oricorio, the purple one, you know, our Purplemon, our Ghost Flying type, our Psychic type in the game, being able to attack. Is this the 80, right? Yeah, if you're knocked out, you get to do 60 more damage, so you get to attack there for 1 energy on like the clapback is pretty good. I think this doesn't get played a lot anymore, because you have to wait for the KO, but like when it was introduced, you saw it run a lot, and it definitely did get wins, which is really sweet. Lunala is here, and I'm just going to assume Solgaleo as well. Alcremie, and that's okay. Psychic, you have some heavy hitters with like Mewtwo EX, obviously Giratina is a must-have, Sylveon EX is a must-have, and then you kind of have some like, you know, this is like B tier here with Espeon and Mewtwo EX. Unfortunately, Espeon got moved, like kind of like lowered down just because of their performances in tournaments. And Gengar EX, folks just wants Gengar to be good. We just want it to be good. So let's see, where are we going? All right, we're going to fighting. So fighting has had a journey, especially because it's just like, give me energy, maybe I hit hard, and that's how I'm gonna operate, right? So we got Machamp EX, 123 energy. Back then, if you go in second, you just attack on curve, you feel good, right? Like, this isn't a rare candy mon anymore, right? Like, this doesn't work in that sense now that the game is much faster, but when the game was slower before rare candy, this was like pretty sweet. Marowak EX, maybe with Will, but you know, maybe I revisit this with Will, because then you get to do guarantee 80 and then possibly 160 only on 1 flip from here. Aerodactyl EX is like an invisible piece. You don't even get to see this like primeval law. So I think I mean, Donphan EX, Sudowoodo is good against these EXs. Garchomp EX is definitely a great mon to like be in here. There's a Glade that we talked about. Lucario, we just need ramp in order for that to feel good. Lincoln Rock EX, because it has a colorless energy, you could possibly play a baby with it. And Passimian is just not great because having that like the ramp be because you pass off your energy before you die or to get knocked out doesn't feel awesome. So I mean, overall, meh. Fighting has been definitely needing some help here, so hopefully it gets that. We love a good Crobat EX. We love a good Crobat. Alolan Muck hasn't really gotten a lot of attention. Clodsire EX definitely has gotten better with the Memory Light, so that's fun. Umbreon and Umbreon EX definitely puts in work. Be on the lookout because I got a video coming out on that. Weavile and Darkrai has been a wonderful pairing, and a wonderful pairing that's also particularly like still kind of fine in the meta right now. These Ultra Beasts are also really strong. So Dark is pretty good. You might not play with Alolan Muck EX if I'm opening that. That's not kind of what I want to look for, but like I don't mind the other ones, right? And then we go into Steel. We have Alolan Ductrio. If you like flipping coins, throw your will in there and be happy with it. Skarmory EX is a literal tank. I hope Jasmine's in this set as well because it's just so good. Probopass EX, you know, you like you have a little bit more health than Skarmory, but just that extra additional energy like makes it hard. Dialga, the ramping is not as useful right now, so like that's unfortunate. So Galio is still strong. Magearna still being able to impact the Oricorios feels nice. Tinkaton EX, you kind of like you want it to be good, right? You wish it was. So maybe Dragonite EX, Killermon. It's so good. It's so good, and especially with Lyra and switching in and out with the babies. Wonderful job. Pidgeot EX is interesting because you can technically play this into a Suicune meta and like you get more energy for your opponent's bench Pokemon, but then they could just not, and then you don't have it. So having things be based off of your opponent isn't really fun. Wigglytuff EX was awesome when we had it, and now we don't see it. Farfetch was also another one that was just kind of like running down everywhere, and like we just don't see it anymore. AVEX is you know, you get access to Flareon, access to Sylveon, so like that's pretty sweet. Licky, interesting choice to throw in here. I mean, with a will, you do get to knock out a lot of Pokemon that are meta relevant, but you have to get that 4 energy, so that could be tough there as well. Love a good Snorlax, love a good Lugia in here as well. Bibarel is a meme, maybe. But I do like Sky support as in terms of like disability. The free retreat or just having a retreat be 1 for like an Arceus here like is awesome. So that's really fun. Savali still plays heavily. Celesteela is actually very clutch. They threw a lot of normal types. They're doing a lot of normal types. Normal types unfortunately do need a lot of love as well too. So I wouldn't want to open up a Bibarel. Let's be honest. I wouldn't want to open up a Bibarel. I wouldn't really want to open up a Wigglytuff, or I really wouldn't want to open up a Pidgeot EX. Some of the other ones like okay with, like Lugia though. I need a ho-ho in order to make it work. So normal needs some love. Oh, and then we're going into our trainer items: EV bags, elemental switch, old ambers, obviously fossils, rare candies. Our electrical core, giant capes, rocket helmets, leaf cape. Okay. Oh, and that's it. Is there much else that I would want? No, I think that's fine. I think that's a good little mix here. Cyrus, Erica, Irida, Lyra, Giovanni, Silver, Sabrina, Iono, Dawn, Mars, Leaf, Lily, Lucamine, Red. Like who's not here? Who didn't make the cut is really more of the question. Oh, I guess you have things like Brock or like Lieutenant Surge. You know, I guess there are those. But this is nice. Pokemon Center Lady is actually one that didn't make it. If I'm really thinking about it, Pokemon Center Lady here could have been a fun one to include. Maybe over Iono. I feel like I don't see Iono in a lot of play here, but okay. All right, now we're getting into our art. So let's just go ahead and like just look at them one by one, give them their little attention here. That's fun. That's fun. Do I get to see the other cards that are related? Here's like the full art here. I love that. Sprigatito is on all fours. on the rooftop for Gato is now jumping, and you got Miascarada at like the nighttime. And they're and like I'm saying the nighttime, the timing of them also goes down. That's pretty sweet. I like that a lot. That's cool. And then we have the Crawdaunt here. Oh, this is fun art. I think this is cute. Nothing crazy. The Greninja goes hard. I really want these. I'm not going to be spending money on this. I don't think there's something has to be crazy in order for me to change my mind. But I'll open up my packs. Gardevoir with the flowers. This is just serene. This is just pretty. It really fits the Pokemon. Surpluff cooking up the sweets or baking up the sweets. That's fun. And look, it's like a little jar here. That's great. I like this. That's fun. Farfetch is getting some love here. It's carrying its leak. It's flying. I like this. This card was so important in the beginning. It's getting its own alt art here. Its own star here is like really nice. Oh, and we're jumping into the 2 stars. Saw the Buzzwole in the trailer, which is great. Charizard getting one. I feel like that makes sense. I feel like they wouldn't run this without giving Charizard one of these like buffed up 2 stars. Ho-Ho EX getting one is pretty sweet. This like feels like so like Egyptian or like I don't know. I really do like this kind of art style here. Palkia gets one as well. Shout out to the water folks. If you still believe, here's some love that way. We saw Pikachu in the trailer. Mewtwo getting one with the psychic spheres in both hands is kind of fire. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This looks so sweet. And so far, I think out of all of them, I like this one the most. Mew. Ooh, Mew or Mewtwo? Mew. Nah, Mewtwo got it. Mewtwo got it. Mew's cute in here though. Mew's cute in here. Lunala EX. It kind of have like this like. Is this like a little moon that's up here? This is sweet. This card art, just like in bold or this like emboss art or whatever you call this effect is really nice. Dialga gets one. So do we see Palkia? Oh, we did see Palkia. Duh. So Galio got one as well. Oh, this is fun. This looks like a full-on sun, which like obviously that's what it's based off of, right? Like, you know, your sun and moon kind of piece. And so they really do that. I like the outlining in red here with like the gold around it. That's really good. Eevee gets one. Get it with your mascot. Eevee, Pikachu, loving that. All right, and then Lujai gets one as well. Get your little Temple Storm going. Your wind power's going. It's like screeching, yelling at the kids to behave. It's really funny. We saw Arceus EX get one. I don't know. I really do think out of all these, Mewtwo is still kind of my favorite of the arts. Call me basic, but it's definitely looking really good here. But what do we got here? All right, now we're jumping into our trainer 2 stars. Professor's Research. I really want this card as well. Lily, I want this as well too. And I only have one of the other lilies from its original set, so having a second one would be pretty nice. And then, ooh, wait a minute, this Lusamine kind of goes hard. Wait a minute, why is that in this art? Like that's in this art style. Yeah, so this looks like the typical like 2-star trainers, but this one looks like it's following up that art style of the 2 stars of the Pokemon. Oh, hold up, I might want this instead. I want this instead. And then we got the Pikachu immersive, and like here it is. Let's watch it. Okay. Oh, the shinies. Well, these are all from the different sets. Got it. That's what this is. Okay. Ah, Suicune's just chilling in the back. Well, I guess that's from Secluded Springs. Okay. Wait. If these are all the sets, did we... I think they're missing... I think they're missing somebody. Because after you got the Mew... I guess Mew? Oh, okay, Mew was on it. Wait, I guess Mythical Island, was that Mew's? I was thinking that was Celebi's, but it could have been just Mew on there. But that's dope. But yeah, y'all, let me know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Are y'all oh, wait, here's our shinies. Oh, we got more. Oh, I didn't even notice. We got shinies. Okay, we got Giratina. Okay. We got Darkrai. Okay. And then our crown is the rare candy. Yeah, I really want I want that. I mean, I use rare candy all the time. I wasn't really upset about like Mantike being the crown or Nihilego being the crown because I'm like, I don't use those cards. Oh, maybe we get lucky. I don't know how lucky you're gonna get with this deluxe pack. Like there's so many cards, right? Like you gotta get all these. You gotta get your chances to get all these. And then the EXs, right? They said 4 diamonds or higher, so you could just be getting a normal EX that you already have. And it's not like the normal EXs have any foils to them either. Part of me kind of is like, what, like if they did this on the EXs, then like maybe I wouldn't be as upset getting an EX. But like if I open up these things and all I'm getting is like a Shucky or like a promo pass, would be insane. It would be insane. But I think my chase cards are for sure rare candy, Lusamine, Lily, and the Mewtwo. I really want those. Oh, well, obviously the professor's research. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7. 8, because this tells the story. I just keep adding them on. But yeah, y'all, let me know what y'all think. Are you excited for this pack, or are you excited for the art? This is really kind of like the collector's month, if we're really thinking about it. But here we are. This is going to be dope in terms, if you are a collector and if you're here to continue to build decks, and you're missing any of the cards, you can obviously get them through here or trade or whatever, which way that you want. But this is only for a month, and then we're into the seasons of the mega, so be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, click that notification bell button so you don't miss out on a thing. All right, y'all, catch y'all in the next one. Peace.